What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pfispeed. It's been a minute coming, but it's time. Cleats and Cars is coming up, and it's that time. I've waited all year long for a Cleats and Cars, and just to have something to shoot for. So here we go. So all year long, we've been talking and we've been getting parts and we've been doing different things to try to get the Bully back going again. Kind of get it to where I feel safe driving it. It's gonna get traction and it's gonna perform like we want it to. I've had this dream of this crazy car since my early 20s, and now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tackle some of the things I don't like and some of the guys here don't, and some things we want to change up, and we're gonna keep working this thing out. And on the same note, we got Jamie's Curse. We're gonna go ahead and get it ready for Cleats and Cars as well. Jamie's gonna start by freshening the motor. So in this video, he'll be freshening the Srt4 motor and running through all that, getting it back together, and making those things happen, fixing where the pressure problem was with the rear main. And yeah, see,
so we had that machined already.
There's that piece.
And then the other problem we have, these are the transmissions. This is the one that was in it on race week. And this nut, so the hole in the transmission was from where the keeper blew up and went through, so we left the keepers off. The keepers were a good idea because the nut did come off, the big gear came off, trashed a lot of stuff. So we're just leaving that alone right now. I have another one that I already did. So we were just short a snap ring that nobody makes anymore. Well, Sean just went through and helped me. It looks like Honda front wheel bearing snap ring will work. So we just found a knuckle we're gonna tear apart.
Awesome.
So then that'll be fixed. We got a converter over there.
So the Curse will be going, and we're gonna tackle that, and we're gonna tackle the Bully, and try to get that thing rocking.
And then we got one more.
And we got one more.
One more.
One more, and I'll just wait to do the introduction for that one. So just be ready, but it'll be coming up soon. So let's go ahead and get these things moved, washed up, cleaned up, set up, and we'll get going. Here we go. So I got her all washed up, a little bit cleaned up. We're gonna go ahead and put it where Sho'nuff was. We're gonna get busy here. We got the crazy fires back. Look at the sky.
Look at the sun even.
That is wild, yeah. The sun is like this dot, this red dot up right up in there, yeah. So wild, fires are wild.
Crazy that you can look at the sun.
Yeah, right?
Without sunglasses.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing pushed around. We're in. All right. Let down the air jack. That's Bully time. What was your saying last year?
It's rough, it's tough, it's Bully stuff.
It's rough, it's tough, it's Bully stuff. Let's go.
So we started tearing into stuff because, you know, we haven't touched it since race week. We didn't totally examine all of our problems then. So first thing is I got to pull the crank out to bearing it.
Oh, whoa. Now you know what all the fix for the next one.
Yeah, take another car.
No way. All right, so where we're gonna start with the Bully is we've got the sled off, and we're gonna go ahead and tear one of these spindles down, and we're gonna check the bearing out and make a piece that's similar to this. Now this one is for our friend Tom and his little hot rod, but it'll allow us. So it has this little groove that goes around it, right through here. It'll allow us to weld a tube onto this, but we're gonna make our own that has the Honda 4-bolt pattern in it, so we can use our existing brakes and hubs and all our stuff there. And we're gonna make a new front end here with, that's just a little bit narrower. This one was originally set up for the car when it had a V-drive and has gone through a few different renditions. And this time we're gonna just make a whole new front end, get everything where we want it. It'll have a new adapter. We've got some mid plates made, and we've got some things that we've been wanting to do. What do you got, dude?
I just got a uniball and a weldable cup.
Okay.
And when we make the spindles, these will be part of the upper control arm, so the weldable cups will have tubes that come off to our heim ends.
Okay.
And our bolt will go down through this with a couple misalignment joints. So this will give us our, you know, our up and down ball joint articulation.
Yeah.
Be heavy duty and beefy.
Yeah, it'll be heavy duty, beefy, strong.
All right, so we got the damper off of it. We pulled the belt off of it. Now we're getting ready to pull the pulley off for the crank for the timing belt. So it takes a puller, just 3 10 mil bolts through it, pull it out. Instead of pushing on the crank, I've got this other pulley kit. It's got a dowel that goes in the middle here. So get that stuff all straightened up. Then we can take the impact. There it goes. Now we just gotta get the oil pump off, this back timing cover. Then we can flip it over. We'll be able to take the crank out.
So what sets the Bully apart from a lot of front wheel drive cars is the size of this tire. Now this is a 31-10-5W on a Bogart 15 by 14 inch rim. It was a custom rim done by Bogart for me years ago with a 9-inch backspace. But we want to be able to change the tire. We want to go to 28 or, you know, or back up to the 31. Just want to be able to play with the car. So that means we need to have these arms adjustable. And if we decide to go small tire racing, we can go with a, you know, another 15 by 10 inch rim and go with like a 28-10 tire and be able to adjust the ride height up and down. Something we've been stuck with this car, because right now all we can run is the big tire. Otherwise the front end will drag on the ground because there's no adjustability to it.
So now we've got the oil pump just to unbolt. Then we can lift the crank straight out of here. The rods are already undone. We can go main bearings, clean everything up, get it back together. Well, there she is. The crank is out. These bearings do look like they lived a rough life. So it's a good thing we're doing this. Now, the thrusts are part of the mains on the Srt4s, the center mains.
Big studs definitely hold stuff nice and tight.
They're great. A lot of people always question how good it steers. Right now, this thing steers like a champ. I mean, lock to lock has always been pretty decent. But like I said, the problem has always been is no adjustability to ride height. You're stuck with the tire size. And some of that stuff starts to drive you crazy after a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, reminiscing on our race week journeys, starting to remember everything that happened. You know, a lot of this stuff happened in the middle of the night. Kind of forgot about it, but before I was putting the crank in, I remembered we did have a mishap where one of the flex plate bolts broke in the crank. So there shouldn't be too much of a load on it. It is sticking out the back, so Sean's gonna grab a left-hand drill bit, get a regular drill bit, drill a hole in it, try and easy out it out. We'll see how that goes.
All right, so Javi came by and he's been making a bunch of these little side skirt deals. And we're linking this. Man, that's sweet.
We're going to modify something here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would look sharp. This is what it is now. This is what it's gonna be. Yeah.
And something different on the front ends. We need trying to put like the street front wheel drive front end on this
Yeah.
hot rod. So
That's it, man.
So I'm gonna apply a little bit of heat to the metal here to loosen up the Loctite. Because even if you didn't put it in the very last time, the residual in there can still heat up and kind of glue it again.
Because I honestly can't even remember if we put Loctite on it. It was like the 5th time the transmission was out. And it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in a hotel parking lot. So
How long ago?
and yeah, I barely remember what I did yesterday.
Because you could have it like how you were doing yours, where it like has a little chop right behind here.
Yeah.
Woo!
We can make that too.
So it has a little,
yeah, and I
like
can
a little
make, I
turn.
can make the side skirt doing that too.
Yeah, so this.
That way. And we follow
Yeah.
this, that. We make here, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Just cut here
Yep.
and extend, make an extension there. And just like this, like through here.
Yep.
So we just make an extension here.
And then wrap that in.
And
That'd be
cut
sweet.
it, wrap that to the inside and let's go.
Let's go.
There it goes.
Easy enough. Go ahead and get the crankshaft going in here. So we got our 2 and 3 in there. Just got 3 and 4 left. We can get those in there. Then we're ready to start doing bed plate. Then we can start torquing it all down. So we got all the rod bearings in there. All the rod caps back on. We're at the first torque spec. Have the block all cleaned up. Top side of the main caps in there. Now we're just ready to get the bed plate all set. We gotta get the bearings in it. We gotta get it cleaned up, get some anaerobic grease on it, start assembling this back on there. All right, so next step, we had to run to Dodge. They use a anaerobic sealant gasket maker from the bed plate to the block, and I definitely did not have enough in this tube. All right, so we got assembly lube on the bearings. We got the anaerobic sealant on. Got a rear main seal in. Let's go and get this bed plate set on here. All the main caps back on the bed plate. Got the studs, the nuts, the washers. So this guy right here was our problem on race week. So we actually had it machined down and had the hole machined in it. So that should fix that whole problem with blowing the rear main seal out. So cross our fingers, we don't run into that problem anymore. Now we can start getting this guy all torqued down. All right, got everything torqued. Motor spins over good. Now we cleaned up the oil pump here. Get some gasket maker on it, bolt that thing on here.
I started this car a long time ago.
So you still have it, and he goes back to the track.
Yep. It's cool. Are you completely serious? Are you about done yet?
I'll get there.